Hey, what is up, my friends and fellow anti-netters and you fellow freebie-seeking YouTuber shitweasels? Hello to you too. What I want to share with you today is something called Zettelkasten placeholder cards, or I call them anti-net placeholder cards because the term Zettelkasten has been muddled and bastardized by all of these Obsidian digital PKM bubble graph boys. Therefore, I call it an anti-net. Okay, so I'm going to show you the concept of an anti-net placeholder cards. So here's the idea. As you can see, we've got the index, and then we've got like our entire system. You know, I break it up into the numbering scheme that I use personally, and it really doesn't matter. Like I've explained this 1,000 times in the book, but so many people, so many little manginas get so hung up on it. They're like, I don't know about the numbering scheme and what did Lumen use and all that. You know, it's like, actually, believe it or not, he used this numbering scheme, a 4-point numbering scheme, but you know, it's mind-blowing for a lot of people. Therefore, what I suggest is use whatever numbering scheme you want. Now, here's the thing. Here's the magic of using actual physical, tactile knowledge objects that you can hold in your freaking hand. It allows you to like essentially reignite a memory process, which is really critical of actually seeing your own handwriting and like seeing these cards act as cues. So one of the things you want to regularly do is you want to kind of review and go through your entire anti-net and kind of reignite all of the neural pathways in your mind and all of the ideas that you once had. So how you do that is something I call using placeholder cards, okay? And so the idea is you have a card, and you can even use just a blank green card or whatever color card you want. I like to use green. It's my favorite color. So the idea is like this is the very beginning, and you basically start at like 0. Okay, so your card is in the very beginning, and then what you do is you review all of the cards that come behind it. Okay, and once you're done reviewing them, you put all those cards that you've reviewed ahead of the green placeholder card. Okay. And this allows you to methodically, every day you take a few cards and then you just cycle through your entire anti-net. So where I am at in this process is, here's like one of my placeholder cards. As you can see, this card right here, it says PH on it, which stands for placeholder. Okay, so what I do is like, anytime like I'll go out or whatever, instead of like just, being in line at Starbucks and just like, decaying my mind on my cell phone, like 99.99% of the rest of the population, is I'll have this like in my pocket, or even like I'll rock a fanny pack. I have a badass fanny pack that I rock with me that have cards in it and pen and all that stuff, right? So I'll just pull this out, and like in my downtime, I'll just like go through it and review these cards. Like, so I just pulled this out randomly. Like sometimes a mere recital of facts can itself lead to a greater understanding. In brief, do not discount the practice of writing down quotes or studying facts, for they do not merely result in the regurgitation of information, but also result in the procurement of knowledge. That comes from actually Adler, How to Read a Book, page 10, So, and I just, as you can probably tell, like I haven't read this part and probably that card in like a year and a half. I've largely forgot about that quote, and it's just really fascinating, that really comes from Adler. Okay, so I'm just going to show you this. I'm going to put this back. So being that I've reviewed, imagine I've reviewed these set of cards. I've reviewed this one. Okay, I haven't reviewed these ones yet, so I'm going to place this back behind the placeholder card, and this one simply goes in front of the placeholder card because I've just reviewed it. And then when I start the next day, I'll just go through. And you methodically can go through this. So I'm bringing this up because I have another placeholder card within my chaos box. These are 2 chaos boxes, and I've got a vocab box as well. And this chaos box, as you can see, here's the green card, is I've already reviewed. Like I just grab these, put these in my pocket, and just review them. And it's like going through, instead of decaying your mind when you have downtime and wasting your time on your phone, I just grab a wad of these note cards, and literally this spans back, about like, I don't know, like 17, 18 years even. Like some of these green cards that I've written, like this is like when I was in college. Latin phrases, id est means i.e. that is, from like college and stuff. Post meridium, you know, ante-meridium, right? Like just random Latin terms and stuff. It's just cool to go through and recycle your knowledge. And it's a lot easier to do. I mean, instead of in the digital, you know, PKM world and Obsidian, like you're forced to use install yet another piece of complexity, like an external plugin or an extension, and like, you know, open random note. Like that is basically like the version of just like, you know, taking a whip out and like being a masochist and freaking whipping yourself every day. It takes a lot of willpower. This, on the other hand, is fun. So anyways, I wanted to share that with you. This is yet another, you know, basically benefit of using an analog knowledge system, an analog knowledge development system, which is what the Antinet Zettelkasten is. So anyways, hope you got some value out of that. Peace and love, but most importantly, you frickin' shit weasels, always remember to stay crispy, my friend. Peace.